Hello friends, this is Tim Collins coming to you again with our weekend word. I was the youngest of 6 children. By the time I came along, my parents had been parents for 18 years and they had become firm believers in parental sovereignty. Because I say so was good enough reason for me to do whatever I was told to do in their opinion, and it certainly became my opinion. Just do what I'm told because they said so. Reminded me when I was reading the story of Peter in Luke chapter 5. I'm going to read the first 7 verses and focus on the 5th. One day as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret with the people crowding around him and listening to the word of God, he saw at the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we have worked hard all night and haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boats to come and help them, and they came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. Look at that verse 5. "Master, we've worked hard all night and haven't caught anything, but because you say so, I will let down the nets." Because you say so, I will let down the nets. They'd already washed their nets. A lot of work involved there, and they were going to just mess them up again. But because Jesus said so, Peter was willing to go out and let down the nets and caught the miraculous catch of fish. One of the biggest problems we have with obedience is God's sovereignty. We struggle with the fact that He doesn't have to explain things to us. Sometimes we disobey because of the simple fact that He said so isn't good enough for us. Imagine marching around Jericho 5 or 6 consecutive days and nothing's happening except the people on the walls are probably jeering at you. Do you go out again the next day and march again just because He said so? What if you're Naaman, the Syrian commander? Would you wash 7 times in the muddy Jordan River just because He said so? Naaman had to be convinced. What about you? If you were Peter in the story I read, would you, as a professional fisherman, lower the nets one more time just because He said so? He's an amateur. You're a professional. Or would you do as we usually often do? Would you explain to him how much more knowledgeable you are? See, we do that. We maybe not in so many words, but we try to convince God we know more than He does about whatever it is we're talking about. It's an area of expertise for me, and God is wanting us to do something that defies that expertise. So too many times we allow our independence to cause us to miss God, cause us to disobey God, to miss out on our miracle. So don't allow your independence, your self-assuredness, to cause you to miss out. Obey God. Do it just because He said so. One thing He said is to go to church. Don't fail to assemble together and worship Him. Do that this Sunday. Worship God in spirit and in truth. He deserves it. God bless. We love you.